Halo, halo, witam serdecznie. Ja zapraszam na trzeci materiał. Jestem Bartul. Pogadamy jeszcze z Wsiokiem, bo widzę tutaj na mapie jest zaznaczona ta osoba tutaj i być może otrzymamy od niego jakieś zadanie, wiem, no zobaczymy. Chciałbym dowiedzieć się więcej na temat Valvenor i okolicy. Co myślisz o swoim przełożonym? Mieliście jakieś kłopoty z uchodźcami?
Well, it's true, there is a lot of them, so that means a lot more work for us. Sometimes one of them will try to sneak in and steal some food, but we don't ever let them do that. Then again, we can't get too mad at them either. It's all because of the war. Those people are just like us, more or less, except that they've lost everything. And sometimes they help us too. A couple have even joined the guard when the boss thought they was good enough. Plus there's Renko. Well, he fixed up my granddad's spade. He's a real nice guy, that one.
I see.
Co myślisz o bagnach?
You stand in front of the swamps every day. You must know a lot about them, right?
Oh, not that much, General, sir. I never set foot out there. It's way too dangerous. Boss Mason posted me at this here gate, and that is just fine with me. There's lots of monsters out there. I can hear them, and that's enough for me. And even when there's no noise, we hear the whispering, and well, that's even worse.
The whispering?
Yes, General, sir. Sounds like my own mama's voice sometimes. Except that she's been dead these past 5 years. Plus, I can't make out one word she's saying. And that don't make no sense. Mom and me always understood each other.
I see.
Dobra, tutaj chyba od niego nic się nie dowiemy, chociaż weźmy jeszcze tą opcję dialogową.
General, sir, Boss Guard Mason, he is a good boss. He is, competent and,
Be honest, soldier. The one thing I hate is a liar.
why, it's just I don't want any trouble, General, sir.
You won't get any. I'm asking you this because I trust you, and nobody else will ever know.
Okay, General, sir. Because the thing is, well, Boss Guard Mason, I guess I don't think he is a very good boss, General, sir. He insults us all the time and never shows us how to do nothing. He spends all his time drinking like a chamber pot instead of doing his patrols.
Drinking like a chamber pot?
Please, I don't even want to know. Thanks for the information. It'll stay just between us.
Mówicie takie...
Let's change the subject. See you later, soldier.
informacje, które w zasadzie korzystanie ze światła. Ilekroć znajdziesz się w nieoświetlonym obszarze lub zapadnie noc, możesz zapalać albo gasić światło za pomocą home. Uwaga, jeśli włączysz światło, będziesz bardziej widoczny dla wrogów. Dobra, póki co jesteśmy tutaj w wiosce, więc możemy tego światła używać. Tutaj widzę, mamy jakiś lód już do zebrania. Kurczę, musimy się właśnie trochę skupić na zbieraniu tych surowców, bo to jest potrzebne do ulepszania naszych gratów, więc no bez tego będzie ciężko przejść grę.
It's on account of that Nigella, ain't it? I take one look at her, and suddenly it's the end of the world.
Dobra, tutaj nic. Znaczy takie większe chyba postacie, z którymi możemy rozmawiać, są zaznaczone na mapie. Bawu, Renko i Sen. Możemy z nimi rozmawiać. Dobra, tu chyba nic więcej nie ma do zebrania.
You could at least answer when I ask you a question.
Okej, to też z nami nie chce bardzo rozmawiać. klejnot. No czekajcie, bo tutaj już kierujemy się w stronę jakiegoś ścieżka do wioski, a tu mamy sen. To na razie tam nie będę szedł. Tym też nie porozmawiamy. Chyba. Czekajcie, to mamy... A nie, tam nie ma wejścia. Ręko.
A good day to you, soldier. I do believe that today is your lucky day.
Chyba nie próbujesz ze mnie zedrzeć. Co chcesz mi wcisnąć?
Really? What are you gonna try to sell me?
Sell? Oh, now you're trying to make me feel bad. No, unfortunately I have nothing left to sell. Other than some first-hand information that will surely be of use to you.
Information. What information?
Hey, you know what? Some kind of reward would be appreciated. It's just that with the war, we have so little left.
Wiecie co, nawet nie wiem ile mam złota, ale dobra, dajmy mu to, niech stracę.
Here, take this. What do you have?
Apparently, the Red Scribes have found a way to win the war. They found someone capable of breathing fire, who's gonna burn up the Ice Lords just by looking at them.
I don't believe it. You took my money for that? You fucking with me?
I swear, it's true. Please, we're starving.
I'll let it slide this time, but don't you ever try to rip me off again, unless you're tired of using your hands. I wanted to ask you, have you ever met the steward?
He came to see the refugees several times, but I never spoke to him. I got the impression he couldn't stand us. He's the boss and we're the little people, see?
The life of a refugee can't be easy.
I've been a refugee for years. 5 to be exact. All these years on the road. And believe me, it's never easy. But this village is a pretty good place. The healing house gives us food most of the time, and we're safe. That's not bad.
How are things going with the guards?
Oh, we don't see them too much around here. They're basically here to guard the village. They don't give a shit about the refugees, so they keep their distance. And I hope for the steward's sake that he's not counting too much on them to keep him safe. I've seen lots of soldiers on the road, but as useless as them, never.
Zmieńmy temat.
Right, I'm leaving.
Kurczę, myślałem, że otrzymamy jakieś zadanie tutaj od niego czy coś. A tu chyba nic. Dobra, tutaj mamy po 0 punktów. Przedmioty użytkowe. 2 sztuki pułapek i 4 bełty. Nie wiem jaka jest ilość maksymalna, jaką możemy przy sobie mieć. Dobra, tutaj nic. Przedmioty dotyczące zadań. To są nasze statystyki. Odporność na przerwanie akcji, odporność na truciznę 16%. I tak dalej, i tak dalej. Trochę będziemy walczyć tym siekaczem, bo chcę zdobyć achievement. Więc powalczymy trochę toporem, trochę powalczymy młotem. Dobra, tutaj chyba nic nie ma. Jak się rozglądam, patrzę, czy wiecie, coś można tutaj podnieść, bo to wszystko się nam przyda. Klejnoty. A tutaj był jeszcze jakiś jeden NPC, ale chyba na górze. Dobra, idźmy na górę. Bawu.
Hello there, Powder Man. You still didn't manage to blow yourself up?
Ta wioska jest dość spokojna, co?
Pretty quiet around here, huh?
Yeah, too quiet for my taste. Do you really imagine the Deadwalkers are going to forget about this place just because this swamp is dangerous?
No, but it'll slow them down. Maybe we'll see them coming.
Ha! You can bet your ass they're already here. There's something in the air that stinks, and I don't mean the locals either. I feel like the Ice Lords are watching us. Right now.
Pretty quiet around here, huh?
Yeah. Too quiet for my taste.
Poczekajcie, bo drugi raz to samo
Do you
wziąłem.
really imagine the Deadwalkers are going to forget about this place just because this swamp is dangerous?
No, but it'll slow them down.
Patrzcie, nawet nie można tego
We'll see them coming.
przyspieszyć.
Ha!
Znaczy pominąć.
They're already here.
Ale głupie.
There's something in the air that stinks, and I don't mean the locals either. I feel like the Ice Lords are watching us. Right now.
I have a few questions for you. How are the Freeborn Blades holding up?
We left some blood on the stones in the temple, but most of the company got away all right. But if we don't get some new recruits soon, things are gonna get serious. The captain has sent some men ahead to Karalthas. I hope they manage to pick up a few recruits, and they're not too scabby.
Is there anybody in this village worth recruiting?
See for yourself. There isn't a single man amongst the guards or the refugees that knows which end of a sword you're supposed to hold. We'll just have to wait. And be careful.
So, you made it out of the temple then?
I did. I suppose my time's not up yet. I guess that'll cause more gossip amongst the youngsters. The eternal survivor. My balls. There are some days when I wish it would be over.
I tell you, you'll be the one that buries all of us. Do you think we can win against the Deadwalker army?
Against the Deadwalker army? No chance. Now, the Ice Lords, that's another question.
What do you mean?
Only that sometimes you have to try to chop off the head, you know? That bunch of walking corpses wouldn't be any trouble at all if there was no one to guide them.
I guess you're right, but I don't think that makes the task any simpler.
There was a time way back, you know, when there were so many of us in the company, several hundred, that the captain decided to delegate. So he chose 2 lieutenants. Those 2 assholes fought over how to share out the men for weeks. They both wanted to take the best men for their group. And the result? We had our asses handed to us by an army that was hardly more numerous than we were. I guess what I'm trying to say is that the Deadwalkers are just the same. You've got 7 bosses, and each one of them wants to control everything.
So if we were able to set them against each other?
Now you're thinking straight. I don't know how we could do it, but I'm sure that it's possible.
See you later.
Kurczę, patrzcie, kolejny gostek, który nam nie dał żadnego zadania. Chyba kierujmy się w stronę jedynki. Chyba że mam jakieś tutaj zadania poboczne. Safari z Sybillą. Pokaż Sybilli miejscową faunę. Ok, mamy to też zaznaczone. Więc sobie też to zrobimy. Zawsze jakieś tam doświadczenia nam wpadnie. Może jakieś achievementy na Steamie nam wpadną za zadanka. Dobra, wchodzimy do środka. Nic tu po nas. Dobrze, mamy to oświetlenie, powiem wam, bo byłaby katastrofa. O, shit, kolejna część wioski. Ja cię pierdziu. Mirana, Mason. Tu mamy rozdział 1, wioska uchodźców, obóz dla uchodźców. A tu mamy chyba kupca. O, właśnie.
Here we go. Another one of these hick refugees. There's nothing for you here.
Open your eyes, Smithy. I'm one of the Freeborn Blades.
Of course. I'm guessing you have need of my precious services. Alas, nothing that would truly put my talent and virtuosity to the test, I'd imagine. Such is the sad lot of the true artiste in times of war. So, what can I do for you?
Show me what you have for sale.
Dobra, zobaczmy, może...
Gold. So vulgar to work with. So wonderful to own.
Czekajcie, to zakup, tak. I tu mamy co? Nadziewacz, ból i żelazny uścisk. Młot. A to mamy topór. Prędkość ataku 75%. Prędkość ataku 25%. Prędkość ataku 0%. Ha. Aha. Czyli najszybsze są miecze. Później jest oczywiście topór i młot jest najwolniejszy, ale tutaj też obrażenia chyba powinny być największe, no ale to tak niestety nie jest. Chytrusy, o. Wiecie co, czekajcie, bo ja nie... A, tu mamy 6. Zdolność przerwania akcji, szansa na trafienie krytyczne 6%, zdolność na przerwanie akcji 6, obrażenie fizyczne, skradanie się 40. Zobaczmy, jak tutaj to wygląda. Tu mamy 10. Czyli to jest lepsze. Ile to kosztuje? 200 sztuk złota. Ja mam tylko 111 niestety, więc ewentualnie można by to sprzedać za 17, ale to tak mi nie rozwiąże problemu. No niestety tutaj mamy pancerz to i składniki. Spaczone kości za 300 można sprzedać. Spaczona skóra za 200. Też nawet powiem wam nieźle. Dobra. Chyba nic. O kurde, elficki kirys. Za 129. Rękawice legionisty. Buty szermierza, czyli to jest jakby, nie wiem, ani to zestaw nie jest, ani co. Odporność na magię 4%. Za 46 to można kupić. Kurczę, połowa mojej kasy, trochę szkoda mi. No i możemy składniki też kupować, to spoko. Dobra, to na razie chyba nic nie kupię. Bo nie za bardzo mnie stać. Zbieramy trochę... O, tu mamy złoto też, 22 sztuki, dobra. Surowy metal, mikstura lecznicza, ekstra. Tu jest zadanie, tak? O kurde, patrzcie, skrzynia. Złoto, klejnoty, spaczona skóra, elfickie nagolenniki. O, mater deo, czekajcie. Mamy 1 odporności na obrażenia fizyczne, mamy 2. Odporność na trucizny, co prawda tu mamy 0, ale odporność na magię mamy plus 4. Więc myślę, że można by to założyć. A, tędy nie przejdziemy. No dobra, zawsze nawet gdybyśmy, wiecie, to możemy te jedne buty sprzedać, więc zawsze jakieś tam jeszcze złoto nam wpadnie. Oj, robi się dzień. A czekajcie, bo tu było coś do zebrania, a ja nie jestem w stanie tego zebrać. O matko. A, tak. Okej, ślepy jestem. Widzicie, warto się troszeczkę wysilić i... przeszukać okolice, bo możemy fajne rzeczy znaleźć. Dobra, tutaj jest blokada przejścia. Skierujemy się tu jeszcze na dół, w tą stronę.
Yeah, who are you? One of them fucking mercenaries, right?
Fucking mercenary, yeah. Sounds about right.
You know what I call your lot? Ore blades. I got no time for ores.
Szkoda, przydałoby ci się.
We're all in the same boat. Mercenaries, refugees, useless guards. We're all fighting the Deadwalkers.
You mean until the Ice Lords make you a better offer, get lost, ore blade? Stupid wreck. You again? I thought I made myself clear. I got no money to employ you. Now fuck off.
Kurde. Obraził się na nas, czy co? A szkoda, nie wiem czy jeszcze będzie chciał z nami porozmawiać później. Czy straciłem właśnie możliwość zdobycia jakiegoś zadania? Ciężko stwierdzić. No nic, na razie nic nie zrobimy. Tutaj coś jest, ale co to jest tutaj? Obóz dla uchodźców. A, jesteśmy z drugiej strony. A, no dobra. Wyłączmy to światło teraz, bo już nie potrzebuję światła, bo jest dzień. Patrzcie, nawet mamy pory dnia.
My goodness, let's see. You're not pissing blood, you're not vomiting your guts out. Both legs are in place and they seem to be holding you upright. Congratulations. It looks like you'll pull through. And now you'll excuse me, but I have other miracles to accomplish, and not much time to devote to people in your condition.
Take it easy there, Doc. I'm with the Freeborn Blades, not one of your refugees.
You could be Blackstorm himself for all I care. Now get out of my way, I have things to do.
Ej, co jest kurde grane? Nikt nie chce z nami rozmawiać. Jakie ćwoki. Dobra, to nic. Idźmy w takim razie i zróbmy to zadanie nasze główne, które mamy dostępne. Chyba że pójdziemy sprzedać buty i kupimy może też sztylety. Ja wiem. Tak, kurczę, z drugiej strony możemy coś znaleźć.
What is your desire?
I need more info about Valvenor.
And you have decided that I have a sympathetic face. It's the story of my life. Talent worthy of a king's ransom, but surrounded by cretins who only seek that which is free.
It's not often you see an elf blending in with other cultures. Are there many of you here in Valvenor?
To my knowledge, I was the only one. That is until Prince Arundel and his acolyte arrived. Does that pose a problem for you?
Not at all.
Well, it does for me. His Majesty the Prince of Imbeciles is going to bring us nothing but trouble.
Do you know the woman who runs the healing house?
Oh, but of course. She's all one hears about lately. Everyone here will tell you that she's a courageous woman, fighting a noble battle. Everyone but me. The woman's insane. There are already far too many mouths to feed in this camp. Clearly, she's fully aware of this, yet she stubbornly insists on making things worse.
What can you tell me about the steward?
Oh, don't expect me to say anything bad about Bertolf Chambriad. I'm not always in agreement with him, but I can see that he knows his business. And he keeps the village relatively safe.
And the Red Scribes? Know anything about them?
Oh, certainly. A boring bunch of fusspots, spreading science and preaching the good word while never suspecting that anyone might see through their little game.
Our game? Well, pray tell, give us the details. Please, give us the benefit of your extensive knowledge.
I don't pretend to know about all their little plots. I spend very little time with them, and frankly, I couldn't possibly care less about them. But I am fully aware that pretty speeches serve no better purpose than manipulating minds. They're nothing more than noisy masks behind which hides a reality that is far uglier. The more the melody is sweet, the better it distracts you. And is there anything more disgustingly melodious than the discourse of a red scribe?
When it comes to disgusting discourse, you seem to be something of an expert.
Dobra, tutaj tyle, zrobimy temat. Zresztą de facto to chyba...
Let's talk about something else. Show me what you have.
Kurczę, nie wiem, czy warto zainwestować tutaj w lepszy sprzęt. Znaczy, broń tutaj tą na razie może zostawimy, natomiast z tych chytrusów to ewentualnie mógłbym skorzystać. 204. Dobra, kupmy to, niech stratnych. No to możemy ewentualnie teraz sprzedać, tak? Kąsacze. Szansa na trafienie krytyczne mamy tutaj z 6 na 10% i obrażenia fizyczne podczas skradania się plus 10. No i oczywiście mamy plus 1 do obrażeń, czyli z 6 na 7. Także to możemy sprzedać za 17. A to sobie założymy. Ewentualnie... aha, zapasowe sztylety tu jeszcze mamy. A, tego się nie da sprzedawać, dobra. Zobaczmy, czy możemy to ulepszyć. O kurczę, ile opcji. Plus 1 do obrażeń. Myślę, że... O, plus 2 do obrażeń. Metal oczyszczony, stal i skóra. Wow. Co tu jeszcze mamy? Zdolność przerywania akcji, obrażenia fizyczne, skradanie się plus 5, szanse podpalenia 10%. I tu mamy jelec zabójczego ciosu. Szansa na trafienie krytyczne 6%. Wiecie co, weźmy chyba to, ja wiem. Chociaż tutaj... tutaj bym sobie wziął to, obrażenia plus 2, tylko nie mamy metalu oczyszczonego i stali. Metal oczyszczony stal. Zobaczmy, czy możemy kupić metal oczyszczony i stal.
So, you have returned. What is your desire?
Show me what you have for sale.
Jest. O kurczę, ale to kosztuje 200. O ja cię pierdziu. Nie no, dobra, za drogo to jest. Dobra, na razie nie będę ulepszał tego. Strasznie to wszystko jest drogie. Kurde, kasy nie mamy. Staram się wszystko zbierać.
Swamp is our best defense. Happily, the wildlife are just as keen on attacking the deadwalkers as they are the villagers. But the situation here in Valvenor grows worse daily. And each new wave of refugees increases the risk of drawing unwanted attention to this jungle.
No Ice Lord scouts who find this village will ever escape to tell the tale. Of that, I can assure you. Also, my men are reinforcing your defenses. Forgive me for saying, but you have some serious weak points. Especially the defenses around that refugee camp of yours.
The arrival of the Freeborn Blades and the Red Scribes has greatly improved our chances of survival, Captain. Believe me when I say that we are most grateful to have you with us. Needless to say, your men and the Red Scribes are welcome and free to go where they will. But as for any other newcomers, our gates are closed. You must understand that our food stores are as limited as our abilities to defend our village. Until you arrived, we had but one person who was even vaguely capable of treating our injured, and the case of Prince Orendil was completely beyond her skills. And there is this beast story, doubtless another fairy tale, the fruit of an alcohol-addled brain. Nonetheless, several of the watch have gone missing. Something hidden in these swamps is causing these disappearances, but we cannot risk sacrificing any more of the few men remaining to us on sending patrols. Large groups entail moving chrysalids that are unmanageable. The others quite simply do not return.
Silence.
If I were to listen to everyone, I would need 10 times the number of men I have to verify the truth of every tale.
Enough. You must aid me to do this. I am not able to do that. Your endless wailings are unbearable.
In the name of Vulcan?
But by the gods, man, what is...
This world is condemned. The cold hath invaded its ground, its souls, and its heart. Yet here you stand, weaving your limbs like fish taken from the water, miserably shuffling about to conserve the illusion of warmth and life, and not feel the passing of your last breath, while I must endure your wailings and lamentations. Pitiful.
Vulcan, stop this nonsense immediately.
It is not he who speaks. All doth fall to ruin about you, yet you still bewail your loose bowels and vomitings. You cannot vanquish your dead walkers, no more than you can vanquish their necromancer masters. They draw their power from the very heart of the world. They drink it, they suckle it dry. Your only chance to cleanse what your own hath corrupted is to go to the World Heart and liberate it from its servitude. The World Heart is a myth, a forgotten fairy tale, no more real than dragons or dwarves. A myth. Continue hiding behind thy puny barricades, and thou wilt soon join thy myths and fairy tales.
O proszę.
Cease your pretense. I know you have returned to consciousness.
What the hell happened? I was just listening to the steward blabbing away with the captain, and then...
And then you lost control.
I don't know, it's like something in my head zapped me so it could use my mouth. But I was still there, still thinking what I was saying.
This is not the first time you have felt this presence manifest itself.
No. No, it's been there since the temple. It's also in my dreams. I think...
Interesting. It would seem that your body is host to some other entity. And it is clearly a spirit of fire.
No kidding. I got a demon in my head.
Something of the kind. In truth, I could not say what it is. Not yet, at least.
Don't make me laugh. After all, it's your disciples that let this thing out of its cage, right?
That has nothing to do with it. Do you have any idea of the implications of this incident?
Wszyscy będą się mnie bać.
If it happens again a couple of days from now, then I'll start spitting and throwing rocks at me. Guess I'll have to watch out.
I fear that is the least of your worries. Obviously, you haven't understood. The thing that is inside you, it wishes you ill. There is not enough space inside you for two souls. That demon wants your body. It will control you more and more until it has replaced you completely.
Ha! Thou thinkest I crave the body of a mortal? I am a prisoner here. My place is in the world heart.
It will not hesitate to lie to you, to tell you that which you wish to hear, so that you will allow it to consume you.
I never asked for this cage. I never asked to be forced to hear thy every thought. It is I who have been invaded.
It speaks to you. Do not listen to it. Cast it from you. If you do not resist, it will crush your soul.
Hey, take it easy. One day at a time, okay? I'm gonna take a walk.
Dobra, 9. poziom. Zdobyto doświadczenie. Mamy punkty do dokonania i tego. Kapitan naczelnik czekają na ciebie w siedzibie naczelnika. Spotkaj się z nimi. Oddać kryjówkę bestiołaka. O, wow. Czekajcie, mamy jeden punkcik. Nie wiem, czy sobie tutaj w coś nie zainwestujemy. Nimusz. Maksymalna liczba punktów magii plus 10. Fart. Zwiększają się twoje szanse na znalezienie przedmiotów przy ciałach pokonanych wrogów. Szanse na znalezienie przedmiotów plus 20. Dobra, weźmiemy to. Pobliskie skrzynie wydają... Dobra, weźmy to. Będziemy mogli znajdować więcej przedmiotów. Więc będziemy mogli... mieli większą szansę na ulepszenie naszego sprzętu. I szansę na złoto. Bo tak czy siak będziemy mogli te przedmioty sprzedawać. Dobra, 2 punkty tutaj mamy, tak? Czekajcie, mam 9. poziom. Nie wiem, czego ja tego nie mogę odblokować. Aha, bo muszę 6 punktów wydać, tak? Weźmy tą regenerację, bo to się kurczę przyda. Tak, na 6. Po wydaniu 6 punktów mamy dostęp do kolejnych skilli. Szansa na dokonanie nadludzkiego uniku podczas riposty. Dyskrecja w trybie skradania plus 100%. Wrogowie nie widzą twojego światła. Anuluje karę do skradania się. No też czy jak muszę 6 punktów tutaj przydzielić. Weźmy ten typ skradania z tego czasem, od czasu do czasu będziemy korzystać. No piromanta też tutaj, to też trzeba trochę zainwestować punktów. Dobra, rozejrzyjmy się tutaj po tym budynku. A tu już mamy schody na górę, proszę.
I am busy, mercenary. Go do what you're getting paid for.
I co jest najgorsze, że ja nie mogę tych opcji dialogowych pomijać. Kurde, pieczone. To jest trochę głupie. Okej, tu jest jakiś skarb. O kurde, ogłuszacz, pył serca, klejnot, spaczona stal, bełt do kuszy. Matko, ale lód. Co to zdobyłem? O, proszę, młot. Z tego też będziemy korzystać, bo chcę zrobić sobie achievement. Czyli zabij 50 przeciwników bronią młotem. Dobra, tutaj mamy wszystko.
The Order of the Freeborn Blades is of great repute, and the mercenary does honor to its name. The mercenary's powers are both astonishing and fascinating. The knight would like to duel with the mercenary, that he may judge the mercenary's strength.
Sure, I can never turn down a good fight. But maybe we should take it outside if we don't want to break everything in here.
The knight is honored and bows to his adversary's wisdom.
Wait for me here, Sybil. I won't be long.
No proszę, mamy jakieś zadanko?
Knight hopes that his adversary will not hold back his blows.
Oh, you can count on it.
Czekajcie, sobie zobaczę tutaj zadanko. O jest, safari z Sybillą, problemy z naczelnikiem i pojedynek. Wygraj pojedynek z Ranwaldem. Czy ja mogę się leczyć? Dobra, chyba go się pokonałem.
He believes that he could be that which is needed to change the course of this war.
You fight pretty good yourself. Where did you learn your moves? I can't believe you learned to fight like that in this backwater.
The knight has traveled far and fought many battles. He has only lived in his village for a short time.
What are you doing in the middle of these swamps when you could be making a difference on the battlefield?
The knight has fought a great many battles, but he feels he can be more useful protecting those who have nothing left.
Dobra, mamy zadanie.
I'm glad we could test each other's mettle. It was fun.
Before his adversary rushes off to fight other battles, the knight has a question for him. He wishes to know if the freeborn blades would like him to join them.
I'm not the one who decides who joins the company, but I can ask the captain for you.
He has thought long on it and wishes it would be so.
Well, that's great. I'll ask him, but I can't promise you anything.
No super, może się chłopak do nas dołączy. Okej, otrzymam jeszcze jakiś miecz strażnik, chyba tak? O kurczę, na 13 poziomie miecz. Także tego cosaka można by sprzedać, pomimo tego, że ta broń jest ulepszona, ale możemy to też rozłożyć na czynniki pierwsze. I otrzymam tutaj, aha, Wiecie co, nie wiem, czy czasem jest jakaś umiejętność, która rozłóż na części następującą liczbę przedmiotów. Szansa na odzyskanie składników plus 20%. Aha, widzicie? Musimy rozłożyć 10 sprzętów. To powiem wam, że na razie może szkoda tutaj rozkładać ten miecz. Kurczę, pieczone. Prędkość ataku, szansa na trafienie krytyczne. Czyli de facto każdy miecz ma... Chociaż nie, tutaj mamy... O! Prędkość ataku 75%. Nieźle. I szansa na trafienie krytyczne 3%. Zdolność przerwania akcji 8. Tu mamy 10 i tutaj mamy też 8. Dobra, na razie tym siekaczem będę walczył. Chyba, że tu możemy jeszcze coś ulepszyć. Na przykład nocy obuch. Surowy metal i skóra. Dobra, weźmy to, ulepszmy. Bo tak czy siak na razie będę tym walczył. 13 obrażeń. Tutaj byśmy tego strażnika ulepszyli. No tu mamy plus 1, tak? I tutaj można by mieć plus 2, czyli mielibyśmy 15 do ataku. Wygraj pojedynek z Ranwaldem. A co z naszym zadaniem? Kończone, tak? Tak, pojedynek. Werbunek Ranwalda. Mamy kolejne zadanie. O, patrzcie, tutaj coś jeszcze jest schowane. Skóra mikstury leczniczej, wybuchająca pułapka.
Mr. Vulcan, What brings you here?
The captain wants me to help your village. You got a job I can do?
With our shortages of food and fighting men, our worn-out equipment and the growing lines at the healing house, I cannot deny our village is sorely in need of help. Sadly, I fear that these are not the sort of problems you are used to dealing with, unless I'm much mistaken.
Maybe I'll surprise you.
Powiedz mi o lecznicy. No dobra.
So what's the problem with the healing house?
Quite simply, Mirana cannot keep up. She spends every waking minute giving out supplies to the refugees and refuses to admit that she cannot help everyone. She thinks she's fooling me. I have heard rumors that her food stock is running low. Unsurprisingly, the crowds outside are becoming restless. I believe they wish to continue handing out our food reserves as though they were unlimited. This is not the case, and thus, it is not an option.
So, you want someone to put her down?
Why, I never suggested any such thing. I just wish she would see reason, for all our sakes. But I have asked nothing of you. I was merely answering your question.
Your guards... How can I put this? At first, I thought they were disobeying orders. Now I think maybe they don't even understand them. If you're stupid and incompetent, you should be digging turnips, not taking care of security.
You're beginning to worry me. Is it really that bad?
Are you kidding me? The state of their weapons is enough to make you cry. Maybe they'd be good for splitting logs.
Personally, I'm not capable of judging the aptitude of our sentries, but their poor results speak for themselves. Doubtless, you should share your observations with Mason, the chief of the watch. I should warn you, however, that he is of a somewhat stubborn nature.
Wouldn't be the first I've seen. I need the reports about this beast that attacked the villagers.
I fear I am unable to be of help. I'm still not entirely convinced that it even exists. All I know is that several villagers have vanished. One villager is at present in the doctor's care, following a supposed encounter with the said beast. These swamps are crawling with dangers. There is nothing to suggest anything out of the ordinary. The refugees are always inventing horror stories in an attempt to force us to open our gates and let them inside.
It might be worth checking it out. You said you lost one of your patrols, right?
That is so. You should speak with Randval. He was most anxious to go out and hunt the beast down, but we needed him here. Now that we have more able bodies to guard our gates, I imagine he would be keen to pick up the scent once more.
I've got a few questions I'd like to ask about this village.
I imagine there are few who are better placed than myself to answer them.
Dobra, wiecie co, nie będzie tego wszystkiego tutaj dopytywać typa, bo szkoda nam po prostu czasu. Porozmawiam z Miraną w lecznicy. Mamy jakieś zadanie. Spoko. Okej, to są nasze zadania poboczne z prologu, które żeśmy wykonali. Nie przejdziecie, brat w niebezpieczeństwie, a to są zadania główne. Wioska Uchodźców. Odnajdź kryjówkę bestiołaka, ale to tym się zajmiemy już w następnym odcinku raczej. Zobaczmy, czy Randolph będzie chciał do nas dołączyć.
Yeah, the short version is that I have a demon living inside of me.
A demon? The Knight has never heard of such a creature. Should he be worried?
I don't think there's anything you can do to help, but I have to get this thing out of me. I just can't risk keeping it.
The Knight does not possess the requisite knowledge for this, but he will be honored to help search for it.
The scribes are working on it. It's their job, after all.
The Knight does not completely trust these scribes, and he suggests that his friend do likewise.
Randall, I need you. Come with me.
The knight is proud to be of service.
A co z naszą Sibillą? Naczelnikiem w problemach w wiosce Valvenor. Porwanie z masonym dowódcą straży. Dobra, czekajcie, bo tu jeszcze chyba wszystkiego nie zebrałem. Jeszcze były chyba schody na... O właśnie, tutaj coś jest. O kurde, co tu się dzieje? Klejnoty, złoto, spaczona skóra, hełm najemnika. O właśnie. Hełm najemnika, którego wcześniej nie miałem, plus 1 do odporności na obrażenia fizyczne, odporność na trucizny. A wiecie, miałem to kupować. Także już zaoszczędziłem trochę gotówki. Mam jeszcze jakiegoś NPC-a, cholera.
Mercenary? I need your help. According to the villagers, there's a beast haunting the swamp and it's attacked them several times.
I have heard about it, yes. And although I don't have any concrete information about the creature, there are some things that corroborate what they say. Even though we aren't very good at magic, we still feel it. And since we came to the swamp, we have all felt a powerful source nearby. The problem is that the source seems distorted, corrupted. Kind of like the one the Ice Lords use. Only not the same.
I hope for our sake you're right about that. Otherwise we're really up shit creek.
We are very certain of it. But this magic could very well have transformed one or more creatures in the swamp, making them more aggressive, bigger. Who knows? Something to frighten the villagers, in any case.
So you're telling me the thing is magic and corrupted. Brilliant. Just what I needed. Can I do something for you?
No, thank you. I don't need anything for the moment.
O, szkoda, nie dodam żadnego zadania.
With all the knowledge accumulated by your scribes, you must have learned something about the Ice Lords, surely.
We do indeed know some of their secrets, and a good part of their history.
Anything we could use to fight them?
We thought we'd found a chink in their powers that our ritual was supposed to let us exploit. But you saw the result.
That's one way of putting it.
That said, I'm beginning to wonder if we haven't involuntarily brought about the conditions for their end.
I'm not following you.
What you have within you could well turn out to be their doom. Even if I don't have the faintest idea of how or why. And unfortunately, as long as we don't know more about it, we also have to fear that it might lead to our doom, too.
Dobra.
I'll be going now.
Myślałem, że chłop da nam jakieś zadanie, no ale tam już pogadaliśmy. Tutaj jeszcze ktoś chyba jest. Tu potrzebuje chyba pomocy, chociaż ja wiem. A Sybilla tu jest. I Helmar, przepraszam.
Vulcan, you must help me. The prince is dying.
Well, I'm happy to see that my talents as a doctor are finally being recognized.
There's no doubt an explosion would cure him of all his ills forever. But I was actually thinking about your connections with the Red Scribes. If you could speak to them, it would save me having the prince's death on my conscience.
I wouldn't exactly call myself a friend of theirs. But yeah, I could always give it a try. So is the prince doing any better?
He is still in a coma. He doesn't seem much better, no.
I'm going to talk with the Red Scribes, Doctor. He might know of a cure.
Thank you.
Dobra, chyba otrzymałem zadanie.
I'll leave you here.
Tak, porozmawiam z Libanem. Lekarstwo dla księcia. Z Liban. A to on jest kuźwa chyba... A tu jest.
Do you have any idea how to wake the elf prince up?
Unfortunately, I don't. I think I've tried just about every remedy I know, but nothing works.
You said just about. I'm guessing that's not by chance?
It's true. There's one formula I haven't tried yet. An extremely powerful solution that requires a certain ingredient to make. An ingredient I don't have.
What is it?
A very virulent poison secreted by the chrysalid queen. But be careful you don't mix them up with the ones you usually see. I wanted to go looking for them myself, but the villagers stopped me. They say they're really dangerous. It seems they can be found along the road we took to get here. And apparently they only come out at night.
I'll get you some.
Dobra, kolejne zadanie się nam pojawiło. Zmiana pory dnia. Możesz zmieniać porę dnia, udając się do punktów noclegowych oznaczonych na mapie symbolem OK. Dobra. Zbierz składniki w nocy. Czyli na razie to opuśćmy tą lokację. Tutaj chyba była jeszcze właśnie ścieżka na górę. Tutaj pusto. Tutaj pusto. O, proszę, skrzynia. Mordeczki, będziemy kończyć. Sporo tutaj zadań nam wpadło. Lekarstwo dla księcia. Zbierz składniki w nocy. To sobie zrobimy w następnym odcinku. Werbunek Randwala to też zrobimy. Chyba w następnym odcinku. I Safari z Sybillą. Ok, tego na razie nie możemy zrobić, bo ona nie jest z nami. Perypetie w wiosce Valvenor. Akt pierwszy. Rozdział pierwszy. Wioska uchodźców. Odnaleźć kryjówkę bestiołaka. Dobra, to też w następnym odcinku będziemy robić. Także de facto...
I am busy, mercenary. Go do what you're getting paid for.
Także możemy de facto puścić tą miejscówkę póki co. I w zasadzie to byłoby na tyle w tym odcinku. Nie wiem, czy jak wejdziemy na mapę, to mamy jakieś tutaj misje Mirana, problemy z naczelnikiem. Masą problemy z naczelnikiem. Porozmawiać z Miraną w lecznicy, porozmawiać z Masonem, dowódcą straży. Dobra, to wszystko będziemy w następnym odcinku robić. Mordeczki, dzięki za uwagę, to wszystko. Pozdrawiam serdecznie, cześć.